Hello, Olala from Planting Organically here. Growing corn organically in just 4 months was one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. It taught me that with a little effort, you can achieve incredible results. Nature has everything you need, you just have to work with it. Let me take you now to my journey of transforming these handful seeds to a cornfield in just 4 months. To grow corn successfully, you need the right seeds, organic, untreated, and full of potential. I carefully selected mine, making sure they were non-GMO and suited for the local climate. And before planting, I gave the seeds a little boost by soaking them in water for some hours. This simple step helps to kickstart the germination process, ensuring the seeds sprout quickly and evenly. Let us now talk about the soil, the foundation of everything. I prepared with care, enriching it naturally with homemade compost, no store-bought chemicals here, just kitchen scraps, grass clippings, and dried leaves that had broken down into rich, dark humus. This organic compost, in which I also add some chicken manure as I usually do it, provided all the nutrients the corn would need to grow that big and strong, as you can see mine here in this video. And here we are. When it came time to plant, I followed a simple but effective method. Each seed was planted about just an inch deep, with enough space between them to allow for healthy growth. Normally you should do with 12 inches apart, but because I had little space and I wanted more, I did less than that. And the rows were spaced apart, giving the plant enough room to spread their roots and soak up the sunlight. You can see by yourself in the video here how I'm planting my seeds, some in the pots, others I also put in the garden in the open air. Of course, those that I'm starting in the pot will have to be transplanted in the garden when the moment is here. You'll see how I will plant them, spread them in the garden. And look carefully, I will do the bigger part in my net shed house, as you can see, because at this part of the world the sun is very fierce when it's summer, and I did say to myself, let me give it a first try under the net shed house to see how it will go. I even tried to put in the greenhouse, so I knew very well that it will be terribly hot in my greenhouse, my little greenhouse, but I said to myself, let me try that and see how it will go. Here it is, how happy I was to see that my corns were coming out so beautiful in the pot and also on the ground. And as the plant started to grow taller and stronger, I stuck to my commitment to grow them organically. No synthetic fertilizers or pesticides were used. Instead, I relied on natural methods that worked in harmony with the environment. To keep the soil healthy, I will from time to time give to my garden tea fertilizers made of organic matters especially. Yes, I kept my kitchen waste in the waters for 3 weeks, and every 3 weeks I will supply my garden soil with this rich tea. Sometimes I will put also some wood ash inside to just make it a little bit more nutritive. What then about the pests? They were all kept at bay for I don't know real reason, but because a big part of my corn were planted in the net shade house. You see, with the net there was really it is a big protection. They couldn't come really a lot to invade my plant. But even for the corns that were left in the open air in my other bigger garden, I didn't see a lot of them coming in. I don't know, maybe because it was a coincidence with a lot of rains from time to time. Yeah, so the pests were just kept at bay, and I didn't have even to struggle with them for I don't know what real reason. Here's where nature stepped in to help. I timed my planting with the start of the rainy season, knowing that the abundant rain would be a blessing. And it truly was. The rains provided consistent natural irrigation, saving me the trouble of watering frequently. I was really blessed with this abundant water from the rain, especially because I'm planting in a dry region where rains are so scarce. And when the rain paused for a few days, I made sure to water the plant deeply, but the rain did most of the work. This steady supply of moisture allowed the seeds to germinate quickly, and within a week, tiny green roots began to emerge from the soil, and so the plant continued to grow up bigger and stronger. Another thing that I want you to notice is that I wanted to optimize my space, and down the cones you'll see that I planted all other plants that you can see there. I had my squash, I had also my pumpkin, and the sweet potatoes that are running already down my cones. You can see how I really optimized my space with a lot of crops, mimicking the model that I learned from the bush, as I did in one of the latest shorts that I did to you. This will be an object of a detailed video in the next days. So that's what I did. I planted a lot of things. I did an intercropping down the cones. You'll see that it's full. There's even no space, because I knew very well that cones won't take long to be mature and to be harvested, but those other plants may take longer and will continue to coexist and exist after the cones are harvested. Let us not also forget about feeding the plant. As I told you before, what I will usually do, giving the plant some tea for the soil to be stronger. Instead of chemical fertilizers, I used compost tea and aged manure. These organic fertilizers were added every few weeks, ensuring the soil stayed nutrient and that the plant will keep on growing strong. So that's it. By the third month, the corn plant had reached impressive height, as you can see. Some as tall as 6 or 7 feet. They are even touching the roof of the net shade house, and some are even bending, as you can see. And tassels appeared at the tops of the stalks, signaling the start of pollination. Did you know that corn is self-pollinating? The wind helps transfer the pollen from the tassels to the silks on the ears. So, the ears of the corn began to form, starting as tiny bumps and growing larger with each passing week. It was incredible to watch as the husks fell out, hiding the treasures within. And you can see by yourself here how each cob was perfectly formed, the kernels arranged in neat golden rows. They are large, sweet, and absolutely delicious. The feeling of harvesting something I had grown myself, completely organic, was beyond words. Let us now take some lessons from nature. Why did it work? So what made this organic success story possible? First of all and foremost, it was about working with nature, not against it. The rainy season provided the water, and the compost enriched the soil, and because I avoided chemicals and synthetic additives, I allowed the natural ecosystem to thrive, and the results spoke for themselves. Timing was another key factor. Planting at the start of the rainy season ensured that the plant had consistent moisture during their most critical growth stages, and of course, regular care, watering, mulching, and feeding helped the plant reach their full potential. Here's the big takeaway: you can do it too. It can be yours too. You don't need a huge farm or fancy equipment to grow your own organic corn. A small backyard or even a few large pots can be enough to start. The process is simple. Prepare your soil with organic compost, plant your seeds at the right time, and care for them with natural methods. Trust in nature, be patient, and let the incredible happen. Imagine biting into a cob of corn that you grew yourself, knowing it's completely free of chemicals and full of natural goodness. There's no greater satisfaction than that. Enjoy gardening organically. I see you in our next video. Don't forget to like and to subscribe to have more beautiful story experiences as this one of my corns. So, why not give it a try? Start small, dream big, and in just a few months, you could be harvesting your own bounty of organic corn. Trust me, it's worth every moment. You've got this. Enjoy gardening organically. Thank you.